What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Corruption back again, this time with Call of Duty Ghosts, the pros of Call of Duty Ghosts. And this time I thought I'd do something where I'd kind of go off the top of my head this time instead of making a list of things, because the more I try to think about the pros of Call of Duty Ghosts, the more I end up sitting there thinking, well, maybe I don't really like them as much as I do think I like them. But no, really, I do like them. It's just, after a while, you get to overthinking things, and sometimes it's just better to go with what you already automatically feel. Even though most people would have said that was a bad thing with the negativity of it all, but still in the end it works out fairly well. And first and foremost, I can say I really do enjoy the weapons of Call of Duty Ghosts. The Vector has returned, and the Vector is probably one of my favorite submachine guns. And then we've got the Viper, I'm not sure how you want to pronounce it, but it's there, and it's a great gun. All of the guns really have that Modern Warfare 2 feeling where they kill pretty quickly and they just feel great. The hit markers are really well done in this game for the most part. There is some connection issues, but that's a whole other beast in ball game. And I really do enjoy the different map elements that they have incorporated with this new dynamic map system, or whatever they're coining it as. But I don't really mean like the gas station explosion or the chem strike changing the whole map. What I really mean was something like if you go to freight and you've got the different switches around to open different pathways, to open different doorways. This kind of system really helps open up new paths for rushers. Kind of blocks off some of the objectives from the opposing team, or it can just open up a new path for your team. It's a really good system. I really wish that more maps would have incorporated this instead of the gimmicky gas station falls over and gives you a new area in the center to hide behind more rubble in a already populated area of junk. The new game mode Blitz is probably my favorite game mode in this game. I really don't care much for domination as I used to care about it in previous Call of Duty games. It just didn't feel right in this game. But Blitz is probably the #1 game type that I've been playing. It's an amazing game type for the objective players such as myself. You've also got your different roles are coming back big time because of these kind of game types. You do need your slayers, you do need your objective players. You do kind of need like a mid-player person to actually alternate between the two positions. Since there's not much going on with the spawn system as a set system, Anchor's probably not as big of a role as it was in Black Ops 2. But you do have use for your sniper class too, so the different roles that can be incorporated into these matches are now really shining, and they're doing really great. It's getting a little bit better on the pro circuit from what I've seen on gameplay-wise. Things are starting to shape up a little bit better. I think if they can get like a codcaster going on, it'll be almost like Black Ops 2, where the pro players are actually doing really well. But things so far are really looking pretty good with just the way that they shaped out nicely with some of these game types. It seems like Search and Destroy is still the favorite thing within the Call of Duty Pro scene. It's not my biggest favorite. I played a lot of Counter-Strike back in the day, so Search and Destroy type missions just don't really settle that well for me. But it is nice to watch them, and as a spectator sport, it is nice to see something that is entertaining and fast-paced. But I think Blitz might actually do pretty well in the future for keeping a good entertainment value. So I'm really glad to see Blitz. The reintroduction of Marathon is also a welcome change. As pointed out, the maps being as large as they are, it's kind of difficult to get around if you don't have Marathon. Having Marathon is a very important perk if you're going to be playing an objective player in some of these modes like Blitz, of course. And with that and agility coming back as basically lightweight, you now are equipped to handle the map control as you would normally see fit. Since Marathon works as it used to in Modern Warfare 2 and the earlier versions, where it was an unlimited sprint and not just an extended stamina. Even though the original Modern Warfare was just the extended duration, it was nice then because the maps played out rather nicely, and it was an overall balanced system. Now with the larger maps, you do need that extra oomph to get around, so I do believe that the unlimited sprint is a nice thing. And it really doesn't give people too much of an edge like it had before in Modern Warfare 2, because you would run Marathon Lightweight and then Commando Pro to get the extra lunge animation. So with this basically just being the marathon and lightweight, you do now have that issue of if you're not close enough to get that knife off, you're going to have to raise your gun up, and you might lose that gunfight due to the fact that usually your opponent's already sitting in wait for you. I am enjoying, for the most part at this time, kill streaks. I haven't really ran into a lot of BS like we used to see in the Treyarch versions. I haven't seen games just being dominated by an air control type kill streak, so I'm not sure what kill streaks are actually in the game. I don't run an assault package. I had ran the assault package when the game first came out just because it was kind of pointless to run a specialist package with like 2 perks. Now that I've gotten a decent amount of perks and I run specialist pretty much exclusively, it really helps out in making those plays happen a lot better once I get the steamrolling effect of adding on my different perks from the specialist package. I've been a big fan of the specialist package for Modern Warfare 3. I was glad to see it coming back, and it has not disappointed me there. Now the perk system style, it's kind of like the Black Ops 2 Pick 10 system to an extent. It's kind of a more toned down variant because now it basically applies to just your attachments and secondary and equipment. Your primary really doesn't take up any of the perk slots, not that I've noticed, and the attachments on your primary I haven't seen take up any points in your allotted point system. So really all you got to worry about is your secondary weapon and then your tactical and lethal grenade equipment. So I usually end up just not using any tactical, lethal, or secondary weapon. I usually just leave those blank. I get the maximum allotted perk slots I'm allowed, and I usually stock up on my essential perks such as Marathon, Agility, Quick Draw, Ready Up, Scavenger on some classes, Dead Silence on other classes, Blind Eye if necessary, but usually that goes within the specialist package itself. So these really come in handy and these are really nice, and the way that it's set up, I like it a little bit better than I did the Black Ops 2 version. I do really especially like the fact that you can have as many perks as you want, even from the same color category, however you want to go about it. If you want all 5 in speed, you can have them in speed category. If you need them in the, I'm not even sure what the other categories are off the top of my head, I believe stealth, you can have them all in stealth. Even though a lot of them are just chopped up variants of what used to be one perk, it's still really nice to kind of pick and choose some of these different perks that really apply to your playstyle. And you can really build some unique characters with this playstyle or with these settings. Now the squad point system, I'm really enjoying this a lot better than I did the token system within Black Ops 2. Because for the simple fact with Black Ops 2, you really couldn't get everything in the first quote-unquote prestige. Granted, I'm not at max level yet on Call of Duty Ghosts, so I don't really know if I can even unlock everything here. But it is a nice choice to actually be able to use these points to unlock gear and items when you want them. There's no having to level up to a certain level to actually unlock a gun just to have the ability to purchase that gun with tokens. I never liked that part in the Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I thought it was silly to have a currency system on something that you still had to level up to unlock. So this is a nice change with Call of Duty Ghosts that if at level 5 and you've got enough tokens and you wanted to buy the max sniper rifle, you can buy that sniper rifle. Or if you wanted to buy your throwing knives and go crazy, you can buy those throwing knives and go crazy. There was no holding you back now as there had been in the previous games. And that was really nice because usually a lot of times in the games the AK was my favorite assault rifle. And after Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, the AK-47 was usually always max level unlock, and it was just a grind to have to get up there. And after I've gotten to max level, I've never wanted to prestige. I've ended up prestiging a few times after some friends, talked me into it, or I've actually been intoxicated and did it without even realizing it. But it's nice now to see a system where I don't really have to worry about, oh, I gotta settle with this gun and not really enjoy the game until later on in the game when I can unlock what I want to use to see if I even enjoy the game at that point. Now the field order packages or the field order pickups, however you want to look at these things. These, I'm really kind of enjoying those to give you a little extra boost. If you've seen and you haven't really played Call of Duty Ghosts, usually First Blood or some kill will drop a field order, which is a little blue briefcase that just kind of floats around above the corpse. And what this does is it will give you like a random objective, like get one kill while jumping, or get a kill with a headshot, or anything like that. And once you accomplish this task, you will get a care package. And it doesn't matter if you're running a specialist package, you still are eligible for this care package. And I've used it from time to time in games. And you got a good chance of getting some decent stuff. I went one game and I got, I think it's called a Griffin or whatever. It's kind of like the Dragonfly, only it shoots missiles. It was crazy, and it was kind of enjoyable to use. But I didn't use it a whole lot. And since it's a random roll and chance to get whatever you're going to get, I've only gotten a few different things here and there. But I do believe that the little reward system that it offers is a really good change in pace, especially since to some people using a specialist package is crippling to you, since you don't really get to rack up those major kills with the almighty kill streaks that rain devastation on people. But I never really missed them that much. But to be able to actually use something without having to try and steal a care package from somebody, it's kind of a fun and little power trip when you're ahead in the game and you just unleash this little bitty drone that flies around and shoots missiles. But like I said, there's really not been anything that I've noticed that really devastates the gameplay. A lot of the kill streak things that I've only noticed in the game at the moment seem to be like surveillance or reconnaissance type equipment. I don't even know what that's called, but it gives you that ability to see through walls for like a second, every like 5 seconds. I think it's like Guardian or something. And it's kind of a nice little perk or kill streak. I've found that I've had my ass saved many times by this thing, but I've also noticed that with the SATCOMs, or now the new UAVs, I really don't know actually how I feel about these. They're kind of cool. Now that they're on the ground, I don't really have to worry about having a rocket launcher to take anything down. But at the same time, it's rather annoying because they don't work as a UAV unless you've got about 3 of them on the ground. Because they work as they work together. If you've got more, they work a lot better. If you've only got one, you may only get a sweep of the area very few times. You really need 2 or 3 to actually start getting a UAV effect, and I think if you get more, then you kind of get that advanced UAV feel. Like I said, this one I'm not too sure about. I don't like it to an extent. I don't like it to another extent. It's that kind of, I guess, catch-22 type of thing. It's not a bad idea, but it's not as rewarding as what you would usually get with a UAV. I didn't care much if they were in the air. I thought maybe if the UAVs were technically lower in the skyline to where you could actually shoot them down with a rifle or such, it probably would have made a little bit better sense. But SATCOMs are okay. They're not bad. And now I think the one thing that I really do enjoy probably the most in this game, in the multiplayer, is actually the baseball sliding. I didn't think I would like this at all, but the baseball sliding is so useful. For an objective player, this thing is amazing. And I should have known I would have liked it, considering, you know, I played paintball for a few years back. And sliding is really a big key type of thing in a lot of the higher-end professional paintball players. And you can really get into your cover a lot easier with this, as opposed to when you had Black Ops 2 with the dolphin diving. That was more annoying than anything, especially at times when you didn't think you were going fast enough to actually trigger the dolphin dive, and you end up going way past where you were intending to prone it. But this baseball sliding I have found to be rather enjoyable. I use it almost all the time when I go into capturing a blitz point, just to make myself a little bit harder to hit, and it really helps out a lot. It gives you a little bit of boost of speed too after you're done sprinting. So if you need to get around a corner rather quickly, a slide will get you there, and hopefully it might save your life. If not, you know, you tried. Now, as along with the character customization, it's a pretty good little feature. I kind of enjoy it. It gives you a little bit more reason to keep playing. I'm not sure how some of these um, reward challenges or unlocks or however you're going about them. I'm not quite sure how that works because it used to be with the barracks, you'd have your little challenges that no matter if you did them, as long as a whole section of the barracks was unlocked, you would start completing them. And I don't know if this is only goes by like you get 5 assignments or what, but I noticed that you can't really do a lot of these rewards until a certain point is met, and I don't know what that certain point is. So I've only gotten like a few emblems that I can unlock, and the ones I have wanted to unlock, I don't have the operation active, so regardless if I get those kills with that stipulation in mind, it's not helping me any. But I do like this customization. It is really kind of neat, and like I think it will give the overall lifespan a little bit more oomph. Well, guys, this was the kind of quick and dirty version of what the Call of Duty Ghost pros are. I've been trying to think of something off the top of my head, and this is about what I've came up with. It kind of took me a little bit to try and record this to even get these pieced together, because I do really enjoy these things, but there's also that nagging feeling that maybe they could have been a little bit better, or they could have done something different. As with the SATCOM thing, it was kind of an up-in-the-air type thing. So, but they are an enjoyable aspect, and they should be seen as a pro. So they are in this Call of Duty Pro section. And I'm going to leave off here, and we're going to end up going back to doing probably some Call of Duty footage. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be. Probably with a Call of Duty Ghost, and I might just upload some Call of Duty Blitz gameplay just to kind of show you with regular audio to show how I kind of play. And probably kind of showcase a little bit on the sound, because a lot of times it looks like I'm just kind of spazzing out crazy in the game due to the fact that I keep hearing these footsteps going off, and I can't tell if they're friendly footsteps or if they're the enemy footsteps, and I can't quite pinpoint where exactly they're coming from. So I tend to like spaz out and just start looking around. And since I have my sensitivities up on 20, which is classified as insane on the game, and it's the max sensitivity, it always kind of looks like I'm just jittering around or lagging out. And I think there's only 1 or 2 times that I was actually getting some really bad lag in a game, but I haven't uploaded those. But due to my sensitivity, I will sit there and look like I'm just freaking out, or my aim is just stuttering all over the place. And it's also a contributing factor as to why when I'm trying to strafe and keep on target, that sometimes my aim just jumps off course. The sensitivity is nice. I like the fact that it goes up to 20. But with the Xbox controller, I have issues actually keeping a fluid movement going on. With the PlayStation controllers, I've usually done a lot better with aiming, and I really wish that with my Xbox I can get like a modded PlayStation controller just so I could not kill my wrist as I play because of the carpal tunnel. But anyways, y'all, this is Corruption, and you too. I'll catch you guys later.
SATCOM uplink enabled. Hostile infiltrated. Defend our position. Scavenger.
Oh, come on, I had that.
I'm out. Reloading. Enemy SATCOM spotted. SATCOM uplink enabled. Time's almost up. Hostile infiltrated. Enemy SATCOM spotted.